Hello, I'm Yevhen Filatov, a composer. I'm sure you've heard of me. Each city has its own palette of sounds. Sounds that belong only to it. I wanted to make music from this palette, music that is unique to this city. Today, we're listening to Kyiv. First of all, Kyiv is the heart of Ukraine, and this heart is beating. Perhaps in everyday life we do not notice and do not hear it, but if you suddenly stop, press your palm, you can feel it and listen to its beat. One of the most famous doctors, academician Amasov, lived and worked in this building. He made a lot of discoveries about our hearts and yours. Earlier, people installed plaques of honor or bas-reliefs of some kind. And now, there is a new thing in Kyiv. Many statues are installed to prominent people or iconic locations. Some of them can also sound. If you press this button, you can actually hear how it beats. Project Search. All information is here. What other song can be played here? Of course, classic music.
On August 24, 1991, Ukraine was declared an independent democratic state.
Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, is speaking.
Be careful, the door is closing. The next station is Майдан Незалежності.
Karaoke on the Maidan.
Welcome to Kyiv.
Liberty is the main word for us.
So yes, the president is here, the prime minister is here, the armed forces of Ukraine are here. I am proud and rely on you.
This is how Kyiv sounds throughout Ukraine. This is its outer side. But if you are from Kyiv, you hear it a little bit differently.
You can't park here.
I moved to Kyiv to study music when I was 19 years old. I immediately fell in love with this city, and now I can definitely say that it is my home. During the war, the underground became the center of life. In my opinion, the underground must be heard, recorded, and implemented in our project. There are many musicians in the underground. Not all of them are cool. But after driving 1-2 stations, you can come across a real talent.
Be careful, the door is closing. The next station is Golden Gate.
When I moved to Kyiv, the underground was the first thing that struck me. Smell, sound. I don't know about sounds, but the smell in this subway hasn't changed. By the way, did you know that the Golden Gate station was included in the top 20 most beautiful stations in the world? Very charming music is being played.
Thanks.
Your name?
Victoria.
And my name is Evhen.
Nice to meet you.
What is it called? Ocarina?
Yes, ocarina. Or a cuckoo.
How long have you been playing?
Almost 10 years, but generally only for myself, and only now I want to convey this to people. Because before the war, I didn't particularly think about what it is and how it affects. But now I understand that people have more sadness than joy. And music for me is, first of all, something that brings joy. And if it brings joy, then I will bring it anywhere, anytime. At the most stressful time of their life, I don't know, well, let's just say, it was missiles attacks. Most people came here, and everyone wanted to help someone they could. Someone could help with a kind word, someone with kind sounds. That's why I actually tried to play in the underground. First of all, it gives hope. I have not yet seen a single indifferent look. Different opinions, but what unites the listeners, the audience, is hope. Hope that soon these horrors will end. Hope that what was before will be remembered. I have been playing music since a long time ago, of course. I have accumulated some memories. And memories are not always pleasant. Sometimes they're even very painful. But when these memories are transformed into sounds, this world, myself, and everyone around me become better.
How cool that even during the war, he can be somewhere in the underground or somewhere in the city center on the street and hear someone playing, hear music. Kyiv is alive, and that's cool. Oh, and let's get the biggest one. I'll take and hold carefully.
And this little one, please. The biggest one is like this. You'll see.
Yes, attention, I'm recording.
Okay?
Whoa,
This is such a reflection, something so slow, clumsy.
And it's something like,
Deep in the jungle.
super awesome. Listen to how it sounds. This is pure sound. That's exactly the acoustics. I like that. Then card sound. And I also picked up the subway sound. It's 100% Kyiv. A bit strange so far. Only a few sounds, so let's listen further.
О Боже, ти зі мною був, бо слабнуть сили, я втомився.
In the first days of the war, Andriy Khlivnyuk, the leader of the boombox band, sang Chervona Kalina in this very place on Sofiivska Square.
Ой, у лузі червона калина похилилася, чогось наша славна Україна зажурилася.
This song became a revival of popular resistance, but they say that Andriy just sang it to his sound engineer in order to show what the acoustics are like here.
Розвеселимо.
Yes, indeed, there are acoustics on the square. Look at this. Do you see? The grandmother is singing at a distance, and I can hear her from here. Maybe that's why all cool events and concerts take place here.
Спитає, хто дякую Христу, хто Боже.
There is still a monument to Bogdan Khmelnytsky on this square, but now it looks like this. Just like all monuments in Ukraine now. Recorded? This is the sound of sirens. Unfortunately, all Ukrainians got used to it during last year. Air raid sirens sound very often, unfortunately. In each composition, I emphasized that the music was created during the war. And regarding Kyiv, I decided to make such a message.
Warning, the end of air raid alert.
Recorded, because I want more victory. And victory will be ours. Glory to Ukraine. Yes, Kyiv is a noisy metropolis, but there are places where you can escape from this noise and find yourself in a really different atmosphere, as if in another place.
Виступає тут.
Yes, I see.
Бачу.
Isn't it difficult to tune the instrument in such weather?
Yes, the wind blows normally.
Good day.
Good day.
Super. And why do you do it?
Well, this is Pejzajna Alley. There are always a lot of people walking here, and young people gather near this piano. Everyone who wants just to come and play, this is such a creative mission. They sing here above these slopes, and here are the slopes of the Dnipro and everything in the world.
So, it's a free piano, and anyone can come and play it, am I right?
They come and play. There are locks on other pianos around town. They were closed, put on an oilcloth, and now it swells there. And this piano is free, everyone comes to it. This is a creative mission.
Why do you need it?
Well, who will set it up? First of all, you know, it's volunteering. For some, it is military service. For others, tuning a musical instrument. For everyone, it is something special. Everyone who once comes here, I know people come just to learn how to play because they don't have a tool at home. I just set it up for them.
In general, open piano is a global trend, and Ukraine is also picking it up. But the thing is that the instrument sounds very nice.
Music is generally such a concentrated inner feeling in a person that must be expressed. Vocals or some kind of instrument is the way you can express your feelings. Now is such a time, now is a war, and everything that is in Ukraine is Ukrainian. It must blossom anew. Something Ukrainian should be heard from every corner. This is my service to music in this format, to help it to be configured, to make it work, and for people to play on it, to make these sounds. These became dear to me. Well, let it live.
Thank you for your job.
Play it.
With your permission, yes.
Зараз ще коротенько.
It's cool that anyone who wants can come to the city center and play a well-tuned instrument and indulge in feelings. Kyiv, you are cool. Here is the fragment I took. In order for everything to fit, I raised the digital pair by 2 tones. The acoustic space and now let's listen to how it all sounds together. This sound reminds me of some kind of a bird. Let's listen further.
Лежать барви, барвінкові, то не папороть цвіте, то не папороть цвіте, білими рученьками, дрібними
I don't know about your city, but in Kyiv, in the capital, people are now proud of their roots. Not only they're interested, but they're full of pride.
You know, Zhenya, I will say so. When I start singing Ukrainian folk music, it takes me 15-20 minutes to immerse this person in this genetic code of ours, make an effect on someone. We hypnotize them, and this is such a genetic hypnosis. And man, whether he wants it or not, he begins to be a certain system for all of us. We are like an anthill. I remember when I was 4 years old, I went to my neighbors for a wedding, and I remember how I fell in love with this singing and began to imitate it myself at home when no one could hear. I imagined how it would be when I would sing like that grandmother who may not have all her teeth. Oh, hey, that's their way. And after that, I fell in love and began to sing.
Зачалося веселечко, зачало, коли в носі й щасливо годину скінчило.
Music is a state of mind, and through a song we can experience the best emotions in life as well as the worst. I believe that everyone should sing. Any person who wants to sing can free himself. This is the same meditation. So if there are people in the house and they don't mind you singing, that's great. If there is an opportunity to simply take my soul away, like me, for example, I have certain places of power at home, in the village. I come there, I take a thermos with me, go to the mountain, sit down, admire the beauty, and sing. And you don't have to try to sing well, you just let your soul go. You heal through music. Often mothers write that I would happily sing lullabies to my child, but I have a very terrible voice. And I say that you understand that you have the best voice for your child. Do you sing all the notes or don't you? The timbre of the voice itself is the best. Mom's voice is the best.
Perhaps through singing, we feel our nationality. Imagine if you have heard Ukrainian lullabies since childhood, then you feel like Ukrainian.
Ой, спи, дитя, коли шутя, ой, спи, дитя, коли шутя, а як уснеш, то лишуться, а як уснеш, то лишуться. Ой, люлечка, ой, люлечка, шовкова я вервечка, шовкова я вервечка.
If we forget our folk art, we will lose our cultural code. This is too important. Here's what I've recorded. She sings cool, cool, but there is a feeling that even here it stands separately and has nothing to connect. In order for a connection to appear, we need a rhythm. We need drums. Therefore, we are going to look for drums. If you take a bus from the city center to other districts, they sound different because the street music there is different. I saw this live for the first time in the United States, somewhere in New York or Chicago. Awesome. Super. Hello, my name is Yevhen.
Hello, Yevhen.
I saw this live only in the United States. Are you not from the United States?
No, I'm local.
Cool. Did you see it somewhere?
Yes, the famous New York drummer Larry Wright. In general, I saw him on a videotape. There was a concert in Baia de Riccio, and they invited the famous New York subway drummer Larry Wright, who really impressed me at that time.
A couple of sticks and that's it. And the music is already pouring. Music is not a musical instrument. Music is a musician, first of all. And what he plays on is another matter. What do you think comes first, the talent or the tool? That's for a musician. You can really play music using any device.
See?
That is, after all, talent and inner feelings come first, right?
Yes.
I love drums, and when there is an opportunity to knock on something and play together, I'm always for it. We recorded a lot together with him, but I decided to take a small piece, this one. Here it is. And this is how it sounds together with the sounds of the subway and the sound of the heart. Our rhythmic grid is already emerging. So our pace is 131. This is fast enough for dance music. But life in Kyiv is also fast. The city is very hectic. Everything moves very quickly. Therefore, this tempo suits us. And I already told you that the main thing is not the instrument, but the creativity, talent. That's where the heart of music is. Now I want to introduce you to a guy who makes music by playing anything. I like when there is a sense of rhythm. Hello.
Hello.
I watched your videos on Instagram.
You want to play? And you don't seem to have any instruments. That's it. You will die now because you cannot play. That's it. You take a cup and start playing. I've finished my porridge and I have nothing to do. Boredom, a break, so to speak. What shall we do?
How did it start?
It all started with a bottle like this one.
From a regular bottle?
Yes. Then I realized that I can play on everything that exists. This is a thermos. You can play it like an oud. But in order to have a better sound, it's necessary to remove this from it and so that the sound comes out like in a darbuka.
That's interesting. Is this also a thermos?
This is a metal shaker.
Yeah, so rude. And this, for example?
It's a toy, but I turned it into a gingerbread man.
Oh, and what does it sound like?
The main thing is not the instrument, but what can give you sounds.
It doesn't matter whether you have a musical instrument or something else. If you can play music, that's the main thing. Cool, I agree 100%. Well, let's try. Look what?
Cool jam.
We played cool, high five. From all the variety of sounds he played, I stopped at this corrugation. Your instrument. Look, I'm gonna play. Got it? Yep. Now we're gonna record. We're gonna collect it again. Awesome. Thank you. Listen. Well, that's cool. Down, up, such percussion. Why not? It's creative. It's unusual. What did I do? First, I cut it. Then I did equalization, added an echo, and a little space. Let's add a shaker, and there was a bowl for meditation. Now let's listen together with the drums. That's how it turns out. Cool bass. It sounds so unusual, but this is exactly what is needed. I like it. It seems to me that if we talk about Kyiv, about modern Kyiv, then it is 100% electronic component, club music, and club culture.
Zheka, please tell me, what is happening? What are you doing now?
If only I knew.
We are jamming.
By the way, this is Tucha. She released a cool track about a terrorist country. You may have heard. Listen, what do you think? There is this feeling when in pre-war times everything was constantly buzzing, everything was flying. Was it an image or really is there a basis for it? Is that something historical really happening in Kyiv? Super modern?
I think yes. I think it's happening because in Europe these compromises have driven people mad. They all live comfortably and they have no understanding of what it's like when you work in Kyiv at lunchtime from morning to evening and you still want to do something with music and you don't focus on bourgeois principles and so on. And you just don't care, you understand?
Hello? I talked to many promoters, to many club owners from the same Berlin, which everyone there is delighted with, and everyone thinks that it is the rave capital of the world. Even those people that in fact raised the culture there, they say that 10 to 20 years ago Berlin was such as Kyiv now. They feel Kyiv much more. The parties and people here are much more authentic than their motherland.
Well, we also started when everyone was hungry. It is precisely this hunger that motivates you to do something.
Even now, during the war, electronic music is developing in Ukraine. Schools of electronic music are opening, and new names are appearing.
It's just that Kyiv has more opportunities and more venues. This is what attracts artists who come here from different parts of Ukraine. But the real experiments are taking place outside Kyiv. It is very difficult for artists, especially young artists, to find a starting point. And the school is the starting point for learning how to produce music in general. And networking, that's the main thing. Because you're constantly in an environment where there are musicians. Networking is generally one of the most important things that make up a school. We have been spying for a long time, and here are all theses that Kyiv is the new Berlin, and we were spying on all this. But now it seems like such a turning point when we started to look inside and form our Ukrainian. Now is exactly the time when a truly Ukrainian scene is being formed without spying anywhere.
I'm sure that when the war is over, our victory will certainly make so many things happen, because there is no such experience as we have now anywhere else.
Yes, this is what we recorded with Tucha. If you think that this kind of club music and the one I talked about at the beginning, folk, traditional, are incompatible, then you're very mistaken. This is Lazy Jesus. Igor makes music combining ethno and tribal. It really sounds quite modern, and this percentage of modernity is also important for you.
But you know, I realized that when I started playing all kinds of ethnic music in my DJ sets. I realized that people often came up to me and said something like, I didn't know that I like ethnic music. You know how staged it is. It is embedded in our DNA, and people wake up very often. And when it's a party, a loud sound, I wanted to take this folk and make it and remake it in a new way. The way that would be interesting for a young audience that is growing now, but with these assets that we have. And you begin to hear something and learn something about your culture, about your country. Earlier, everyone said that Kyiv is the new Berlin. Now this is no longer a New Berlin. It is already a New Britain because there's a lot of completely different music here, which is more powerful and fast. I used to do a lot of parties, and I was told by a lot of artists back then that you still bring Western artists here and think that they are some kind of headliners, but your artists have the most unique sound. Why don't you pay attention to them? Why do you put them as support? And when it changes, when this perception changes, it will change both around and in the world.
And I recorded this sound at Yegor's. It is played on the braid. It sounds like triangular, right?
Yes, like a triangle, but this is exactly the scythe with which they mow the grass.
Okay, but here, there will be a horn sound. But I lowered it by an octave, and it became a bass. Listen up. A corrugation, and his shaker. Awesome. Now, back to Ivanka. I also cut her a little. It turned out great. It turns out that seemingly incompatible things can work in harmony very well. The war changed everyone. It changed the youth, who just yesterday went to nightclubs and danced all night. Now, they also dance, but first of all, they help rebuild destroyed houses. They help people.
Hello, this is us, Repair Together, which in Ukrainian sounds like Відновлюємо разом. Here we came to help people for the first time in April, and here are our first volunteer meetings, Toloka. And then repairs, rave and bang, we are already building new houses for people together with volunteers. That's how things are, guys.
Even during the war, music helps to relax a little, to clear the head. And electronic music is so dynamic. When you work with your hands, clean up garbage, drive wheelbarrows, and you have this dynamic music in the background, it is such a reminder of the past peaceful life, and plus, you're helping these people while you're here.
This is how I understand Ukrainian youth. This is what I understand, guys. Respect, guys, to all of you, really, from the bottom of my heart.
These people went to nightclubs before the war. They're such ravers, who in peacetime went to dance clubs. And at the same time, they started volunteering. They got used to it, and now they help us. They come to almost every village, work with their hands. These are our permanent veterans and friends. This is our future. I think, among other organizations, when electronic music is present, it's a kind of cultural component. And that's why our volunteers come back, because it's fun and cool with us. Our future now rests on our shoulders. If not us, then I don't know who else. In Kyiv, very cool DJs are currently creating very cool music, and considering that we combine it with help and volunteering, it's something totally new for Europeans. When they hear about it, their heads just explode from such information.
Toloka gave me such a sound. It's a construction roof or something like this. I cut it, added acoustic space, and and industrial, in the spirit of Terminator. Cool. Technocratic. Almost everything is ready. The last mixing, mastering, and I'll present it to you. So, of course, it's very nice to work when you're surrounded by cool gadgets and expensive equipment, but you can do without it. You can do all this on your laptop. I did the same more than once. The main thing is not to hold back. Sing, play, search, experiment. Music heals. Music changes life. And now, let's listen to how Kyiv sounds.